Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stone Mountain, and a few days ago, EA flew me down to LA to capture some more Titanfall 2 content. Now that tech test is behind us, this is the full release of the game, and there's a bunch of new stuff in here. Starting off, this is on the Attrition game mode, which everybody had been asking about. This is essentially your pilot versus pilot, but it also has AI in the mix, and you can still get those Titans. This was the staple from Titanfall 1. In this gameplay, I'm running with the new sniper rifle you hadn't seen yet, which is a semi-auto sniper rifle. Single fire, kind of like the double take, which shoots 2 rounds at a time of electric. This instead, though, is your standard rifle, shoots a standard round. It's much faster to connect to the target, but it still requires 2 shots in order to get the kill. You see me using this new AWOL ability, which will put down a shield in front of you, and it actually amps the weapons that go through it. It's a one-way shield. You drop it down in front, and whatever you shoot through it does extra damage. And you'll see here, I get a couple really nice one-shot kills because of it. Besides just your weapons, though, it'll actually amp any damage that goes through it in that one direction. So this could be a very effective team tool. And the only way to destroy this thing is actually by destroying that base unit. So if you're shooting at it, it can absorb as much damage as you put into it. So if you're trying to take somebody out, try and aim for that base unit. You can also see they have this incendiary shuriken, which you can throw down, but this one will actually just stay in a current place, or if you throw it at a Titan, it'll stick to the Titan and do damage over time to it. Actually, pretty good amount as well. And there's the amp snipe. I love this. I loved this thing. It was really good for sniping, kind of hanging back, although I found myself not really being as mobile, so you kind of do become susceptible to people flanking around. Then I also comboed it with a boost shield, which as you get kills, you'll actually just earn a shield. You saw me throw it down at the very beginning of this game, and it was just a blue shield. It didn't actually amp your weapons, but it was still that one-way shield, which is actually another Titan. Tone has a similar ability, but it's obviously Titan-sized shield. This one is one of the boost cards, similar to your amped weapon, like you probably saw in the closed alpha. There's also the tick option. We saw a whole bunch of new ones, and I go through all those details of everything new in a different video. But now I've hopped into Ronin. This Titan is pretty awesome. He's a close-range Titan. He shotgun, shoots 8 rounds per shot. So you really want to be close in order to get all of them to connect. And on top of that, he's got a sword. You just slash people apart with it. And I was talking to one of the developers just to get a feel for how does the sword's damage do versus the other Titans, because all the Titans can actually melee with their punch. The sword does do more damage than a standard punch, but once you use your core ability, it'll do even more damage, and you see me using that coming up. The other ability Ronin has is this shield, or his sword that he uses as a shield. He puts it up. It doesn't actually block all damage, but it will significantly reduce the amount of damage that you're going to be taking, which is definitely needed because this guy's only viable in the close range. Here I activated the core, which brings your sword as your primary, giving you extra damage as well as blocking damage. You also saw there that I did a dash, which brought me into this like black and white world. That's essentially phase shifting. You actually go to the upside down, essentially a different universe. So any grenades, any Titans, anything that's there in the standard quote-unquote universe disappears when you phase shift, and you're free to move in this other world like you see me do there. Now, there's also a pilot ability with the same thing. And if they phase shift at the same time, they'll still be able to damage and kill you in this other world. The final ability that he had was this shockwave, which would damage enemies as well as slow them down, which was really effective for getting up close to them, hitting them with the shotgun, and then slicing them apart. Just like all the Titans in Titanfall 2, there is a lot more skill involved with them to master the combination of abilities that they have. You do take a lot of damage when you get into that close range, even if you are Ronin, and then they're constantly putting a lot of damage into you from range at the same time, so you can get taken down. Didn't seem as viable in Last Titan Standing, but in this mode, it seemed very good, especially. That was the end of the game. It was pretty quick because we did play the objective so quickly. One more shot here of me dropping that boosted shield ability, as opposed to that orange shield which I was dropping, which is just your standard ability. That'll regenerate automatically. The boosted one you get for getting kills and playing the objective just like you get your Titan. Anyways, let me know what you think of the Attrition game mode in the comments below. Some people don't like it because of the AI. Some people love it because they loved it in Titanfall 1. What do you think? Subscribe for some more content coming soon. Check out my other Titanfall 2 videos coming out, and I'll see you soon. This is SwagMountain 64. Over and out.